It's a dish that truly connects with people.
No one in America is cooking quite like Chef Phillip Foss.
So what we are going to be demonstrating for you guys today is our signature dish at El Ideas. It is the only course. Every course on our menu comes and it goes real quickly. Very rarely will one stay for more than a month or two, 2 months tops. This course here is the one exception to that.
I thought you meant during dinner. Like, wow, a month for one course? That's forever.
It is.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so I've always despised the idea of a signature dish. You know, the idea of a signature dish. If I say that this dish is my favorite, you know, what am I really saying about the rest of them? You know, but at the same, kind of like a kid, you never
like
tell a kid is your favorite,
song.
right?
Yeah, it's
right.
impossible.
Right, or exactly. Yeah. So anyway, this course here is definitely our signature dish, and the reason why is because it's inspired by my two daughters, and it's based on their love of taking French fries and dipping them inside of a Frosty or a milkshake.
So good.
Right. So
Samin Nosrat made millions of dollars of the cookbook with that exactly on the cover. Salt, fat, acid, heat, ladies and gentlemen.
There are a lot of reasons that I just love doing this dish at El. I mean, the first and foremost reason is because it's inspired by my two daughters. Yeah. And when I get up in front of the audience every night, I get to tell them that this dish is inspired by them. But a couple other reasons I love it is because there's components of it that have been inspired by other chefs. So it talks about kind of the sense of community and how, you know, the research and development done by other people kind of fits into and how we take that and do something else with it. So there's a continuation in the creative process through that. And most of all is because of the way it connects with our guests. Now, the reason and the magical thing that it does is because so many people grew up as kids in high school going out with their friends and going to fast food restaurants, taking French fries and dipping inside of Frosty or an ice cream cone or something. So when we put this in front of guests, it's more than just like, here's some ingredients and here's a take on it. You actually are able to kind of transport them to a time in their lives where it's more simple and so you actually take them out, and anytime you can transport people in the dining process, you know, a lot of times it's through taste, and you'll taste something you don't know why, but it tastes like something your grandma made. Anytime you succeed with that, it's kind of like getting a fish on the hook, you know, it's yours.
Right.
You know, all you have to do now is reel it in, you know, but it's a dish that truly connects with people, and it's kind of helped me discover cooking through connecting.
Cool. So when would this course come out during the 11 course?
It's always kind of in the middle.
Okay.
And it's a showstopper for sure. Our second variation, the one that we're going to be showing you today, is definitely a lot more visual, and you'll see the improvements made to it. But it was actually improvements through reduction. Through removing.
Take away,
So what we have here, I definitely want to show everybody the way that we used to do that, and kind of to show that off, we're going to show a short little film, do a couple pauses along the way so you can kind of see what's going on, because it's so much work that I don't want to do it anymore. All right, so can we cue up the film?
Play the video?
I'll be able to see it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are my two daughters, Talia and Noah. You see that they're in a fast food restaurant taking French fries, dipping them inside of my mouth, in the ice cream cone, and then putting them in my mouth. So here we are in a farmer's market. That's good. This is important to see because, you know, chefs always have to see a chef in a farmer's market, because we didn't get the food from a farmer's market. It's not really farm fresh. So there's the leeks. Leeks are part of it. Potatoes are part of it. There's me acting like a chef. I reinvent French fries and ice cream. There's my kids. It's a bunch of paintings, my kids. This is a restaurant over here that we're in right now. These are just some...
Vanilla bean?
A vanilla bean, right? So what we're doing here is we're making an ice cream that is based on, it's a potato ice cream. So that's where we're starting with this preparation. So here I'm making the anglaise, pouring hot cream into eggs. And right here I've got mashed potatoes. You see that right there? That's perfect. I'm pouring the ice cream on top of mashed potatoes, and then just combine that. Go ahead. And then straining that. And now this is right when we opened, and we were totally broke back then. And I used to have like an ice cream maker from like Home Depot. We've moved up to liquid nitrogen. Things are better now. All right, here we are. This is a potato leek soup that I'm making right now. Pureeing it, blending it.
Vitamix.
Passing it, right, Vitamix. I'm sure the strainer is from Vollrath. Okay, right here we've got, this is the kind of the cool part of it. This was inspired by one of the chefs who was working there. Paul Kahn of Blackbird has one of his signature salads is made with his potato tuile, which one of our chefs is making right here. Go ahead. So you roll it around here, and then you cut it, and then you deep fry it. So we have to do one of those for every single person.
That's why only 28.
These were so much work, so frustrating. So now we're in the service, and we're about to serve it. So what we do, we got these crispy potato tuiles. This is the potato ice cream. Now we pipe it inside of the potato tuile, kind of like a cannoli. Yeah. And then we put it on top of a little bed of melted leeks, which I'm plating right now. And then that's a hot potato leek soup. So you've got the hot from the hot potato leek soup. You've got the cold from the ice cream. You got the crunchy from the potato tuile and the salty from the ice cream so it's all the elements there of the French fry and ice cream. All right. So that was our first.
So if you go to L, that will be one of your 11 courses.
No, that one is not on the menu anymore, actually.
Okay.
Okay, so that was our first version of it. And one day I was making these. We had 2 services that night, and I had to do like 60 of these, and they weren't coming off of that aluminum thing, and they just
There's no way to fake that. It's broken or it's together.
Right, and I literally just had a meltdown. I was standing at my station. I just got done with it, and I just started crushing them. I just crushed them. I threw them. I had a hissy fit because I'm a little crybaby, and
it's like the Massimo Bottura
I'm like,
moment.
F this. This is off the menu. I'm never doing this dish again. And then when I came back from that weekend I took off. I don't know where or how, or I have no recollection when this version of it came into my head, but it did. And it wound up just simply being like lightning in a milkshake glass, and I will show you how that is right now. But first I'm going to need to get the chef together to kind of get preparation so we can kind of do this all at once right now. So can we take a quick little smoke them if you got them?
You need to run into the kitchen?
Yeah, because there she is.
Yeah, there she is.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, we'll be able to hear you in there, just so you know.
I'm going to turn this on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I got to be hearing myself. Okay, so liquid nitrogen is very cold. It's like about 300 degrees below zero, and it freezes things obviously very instantaneously. Now, this isn't regular ice cream either, but we're going to get this started right away. So we've got this huge dewar of liquid nitrogen right here, which we're going to pour into this bowl.
You didn't know this was like a Gallagher comedy show, did you?
Really?
Now we're going to get a watermelon and a sledgehammer. All right, so we got the liquid nitrogen here. And this here is ice cream, an ice cream base. It's really nothing more than whipped cream with vanilla and some sugar. I know I've got this here. I'm going to give this one extra charge. So basic whipped cream canister here. And so this is what we do mid-course. I'll start doing this in the background. And usually this is when we'll get people to come up to the kitchen to see what's going on, because even the most reclusive person really gets kind of intrigued when they see all this science happening back in.
Well, it's bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. I mean, come on.
I mean, aside from the liquid nitrogen, there really aren't any fancy like molecular chemicals here, you know, and I mean, liquid nitrogen's available everywhere, isn't it? Like if you have liquid nitrogen, you can honestly get it, but if you have it, I mean, you can make this at home. Try this for your next dinner party.
You can get it at any Quick Trip. It's right between the crullers and the decaf. And the
so
stale
it kind of keeps
bananas.
going and going and going, and we get this huge kind of like structure.
It's like a whipped cream bomb.
That's, yeah, pretty much. So this is, by this time, everybody's kind of like looking back in the kitchen and seeing what's going on. And like I said, if they haven't gotten up yet, they will now. So then I'll usually flip it over one time like this. I try not to break it because it's a cool thing if we can get it all at once. Can't always, I don't think I will this time. But people always like looking at that. That's like, I don't know, like a honeycomb in space or something. Alien honeycomb. So then we have to break it all up.
So of all the demos that my 12-year-old has come along to, she's really bummed she's missing this one.
Yeah,
I guarantee.
Once a year I make this at my kids' school.
Sure.
And then...
and you're the coolest dad.
Yeah, always for their birthdays.
Sure. Wow.
It's almost not fair.
We just do Bananas Foster. I'm a jerk.
Seriously, man, you got to pick it up a little bit.
Phoning it in. So 19th century.
Bring your kid to our birthday party. We'll show you how it's done.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of break this up. It takes a little bit of time, as you see, but it's still like it's kind of like such a fun process, and it's such a spectacle.
It's delicious.
That it's, you know, people get intrigued, and you know that's what we want, is we want people to be interested, so they'll come back and make the evening more fun. So
it looks like a bunch of popcorn.
And then it's fun when I get into talking about how my graphic novel has kind of helped me work out my anger issues. I show them what used to happen to me when I get angry. It was a problem. It was a real problem. All right, and that's pretty much it. Now so now the rest of the dish, the French fries are actually like a thrice cooked French fries. They're cooked 3 times. It's a technique developed by Heston Blumenthal in Bray, England. Mm-hmm. And what
Fat
they do
Duck is the name of his restaurant.
Fat Duck, exactly. What they do is they cook the potatoes first in water as if you were making mashed potatoes. Then you drain them, and then you fry them once at, I think, 275, and then you drain them and freeze them, and then the last time you do them at 350, which is what we have here, and then pretty much we're ready to go. The inside of this here is a hot potato leek soup. And you know what? We're going to do one of them right in here. We're going to give this to you, Kyle, so you can kind of show off for the guests.
Okay.
How we do this.
A TV host wants to show off for the guests? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so this here is a hot potato leek soup, and we just put in a little in the bottom of the dish, like in the milkshake glass like this. And then what we do is we'll take this ice cream, pour it in over the top, and then we give it to the guests, and then we tell you to drop your spoon to the bottom of the glass.
All the way to the bottom.
And so, as you'll see, you go to eat it right away. It's like snap, crackle, pop. It's kind of like, because you got the hot soup with that's about 200 degrees above zero. Going into the cold liquid nitrogen, you're pushing that down into the hot soup that's about 300 degrees below zero. What do you get? It's like a combustion. So it's basically a reverse fajita. So now all of a sudden, now we got the same thing, and as you see it really tastes like you're digging in ice cream with French fries.
It's amazing.
And as you eat it, it kind of changes, and it takes on. It's just got this whole new complexity, and it's much easier for us to do. And it was just kind of like a win-win. So, You know,
that's so great.
It's kind of weird when you kind of aren't afraid to rip something up and do it and rethink it. You know, a lot of times you come up with a better answer. And I think working on the graphic novel with my cousin, you know, there was one point where we just kind of ripped up the ending and like, let's start it again. And the end result, and I'm sure he'll tell you the same, is we wound up with a much more immersive, complete story. And now this here, it's been on the menu now for about 5 years like this, and this will never come off the menu.
I feel like I'm sitting in the parking lot of Cops.
Yeah.
Eating vanilla custard
totally.
and stabbing my fries into it, which is a thing we do as a family because, well, one, if we don't have a certain amount of Cops ingested into our system on a regular basis,
I'm with you
we
on
lose
that.
some of our superpowers. But two, that's an incomplete experience if we don't have that sweet, creamy dairy egg combo with the salty. How is it, those of you who've had it? Right? Isn't it crazy? It really is. It's French fries stabbed into that good ice cream.
One of the most magnificent things about the course is watching everybody. So everybody's kind of come to the restaurant with this sense of abandon and this little bit of fear, like I said, right? When everybody gets that course and they dip this spoon to the bottom of the glass, it's like, whoop, you snap. And then it's like, oh, now it's like the floodgates are open and everybody can have a good time and there's never... You know, there's so many smiles after people see what happens to it. You know, like we didn't get that with the first one. There was no, aside from, you know, making everybody enjoy the nostalgia of it, there was no extra spectacle. And this one, obviously.
With the licking their plates course, you didn't get that?
Yeah, you did. We did, but this more, you know, because there's a shock factor with the nobody expects the explosion.
Right. No question.
We have to make some more.
Well, I think true to the Eater headline, no one in America is cooking quite like Chef Phillip Foss. Certainly no one in Madison is eating like you tonight. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, artists.